Hello and Namaste. Welcome to Ishwara's Take. I'm Ishwara. This is my opinion on the world events that are happening right now. So let's continue from where we stopped last week. So last week we discussed about the horrific gang rape that happened in Durgapur for a 23-year-old second year medical college student, right? So all the 5 accused were actually arrested. So maybe like a little bit nice thing that happened there was one of the accused sister, the sister of one of the accused person, helped the West Bengal Police Department to nab all the 5 accused people. So I understand that the woman has actually helped the police to find her brother who was involved in the gang rape of a medical student. But does it tell any good story? Does it have any good feeling about it? I mean, of course, there is a virtue there that she has a good virtue there, that anyone who disrespects women, this kind of gang rape, the accused of this gang rape incident, should be arrested. There is that intention is there, that morality is there, that's good. But however, right, an incident is an incident, and especially something like this is really absolutely immoral and very horrible. So I don't know if it tells any story about all the people who were living in this kind of situations, And incidentally, this lady who has helped the police, she lives about 1 kilometer away from the medical college, where the student was studying, right? So anyway, so these are the things that are happening in the country. So I think everybody should be careful, especially women should be careful. They should learn self-defense, and they should have all those SOS required numbers in their speed dial, not just your friends, but have the police department know the process there, know the process to inform police, know the process to immediately call for attention, learn some self-defense kicks, learn some form of martial arts, so that you can protect yourself, right? Well, apart from that, if you're traveling in airport, if you're traveling in a flight, you also have to be careful, women, because very recently we've come across another incident where a 38-year-old woman, IT professional, she was traveling along with her husband from Chennai to Hyderabad, and she was sitting right next to another passenger who happens to be from UP and who is a construction worker. So by the time that the flight was landing in Hyderabad, both the husband and wife, they fell asleep, and they were almost in sleep, and the girl realized that somebody was touching her breasts, and she thought that initially it was her husband who accidentally would have brushed her. But when she opened her eyes, to her dismay, she actually found that this construction worker who was sitting on the left side to her, his hand was on her breast. So he was basically groping her. This is such an indecent act, such an immoral act. And she called for attention, and the cabin crew, they came in, and the person was arrested by the time when the flight landed in Hyderabad. But he was also confronted that shouldn't have done this. Doesn't change anything. That's the story I'm trying to tell. I'm trying to tell it to myself as well, that when you see people who are coming from this uneducated class, they're basically living on the taxes that we pay. We are paying the taxes. That's the funding for the government. The government is building the roads, and in order to build the roads and to do all those things, you need all that construction, you need workers, and these are the people who work in there. They are getting a job, but then they are being so immoral to the people who have money and who have a class of living, who have a better mindset, who have a progressive thinking. who have aspirations in their life. So I think we all have to be careful here. We all have to be truly vigilant, understand what is happening in our society, how our society is taking shape, right? I'm not going to say that, the rich is getting richer, the poor is getting poorer. I'm not in that kind of thing. I'm not looking at things financially. I'm only looking at things socially and morally, the moral values of the society, right? Who has the say here, like whether the government is doing anything. I don't know if government is doing anything because I am not able to see what government is doing against this. Of course, there is certain aspect of the government is taking, for example, in Hyderabad, the SHE team, SHE team, right? They have conducted a decoy operation, and they have identified about 44 men indulging in indecent acts over the period of last 1 month, maybe. So there is certain initiative being done by the government, and of course, after catching all these 44 people, there was a lot of they were actually petty cases, but then these petty cases eventually they become large, because if this mindset is left alone, right, it will spiral and it will become more and more wild and like an animal. I think the Animal movie is an inspiration for all these people, idiotic people, right? So anyway, coming back to the topic, right? So there was a lot of training done to all these people. There was a little fine also that was imposed, and they also taught them moral values, importance of respecting women, importance of respecting others, importance of respecting elders, how bad are the indecent acts. There was training given to all those people, like a wellness program for people in stress. And some of these people are actually married. Some of the men who were caught in these indecent acts were actually married. So there is certain initiative that's being done by the government, and that's being focused again in the large, in the most happening places like the cities, like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, places like Kolkata, Pune, Delhi. So places like that. But outside that, small cities, you still have the repetition of the famous movie that we've seen, which is that honor killings. The honor killings are again happening. They're still happening. A person of one caste marries the person of another caste. These people want to take revenge now. These people want to take revenge on them. So it's going to be a fight. And if nothing gets solved, then what's the other option left? Kill the people. Kill both the bride, kill the groom. And mostly, if the power is on the boy's side, kill the girl. It doesn't matter if she is pregnant or not. Kill her. This is the kind of honor killings that is happening every week in the country. At least it happened in Telangana recently. There's a lot of this that is happening in UP, Bihar. There's a lot of this that is happening in Haryana, Rajasthan, MP, some parts of Karnataka, some parts of central and coastal Andhra, few parts of Telangana. These things are happening. So overall, I would like to say the same thing, that there's a lot of good things that is happening in our society, in our country, but comparatively, there is even more bad happening in our society. Some of the good things that are happening is that we all heard about, we all use the Toshiba equipments on a daily basis. Toshiba also has a unit for power transmission and distribution. So Toshiba it's a Japanese company though, so they have their biggest manufacturing unit in Kawasaki, Japan, and apart from that, they have one of the biggest manufacturing units for Toshiba is in Hyderabad, right? So in Q2 of this year, they've announced that they're going to expand their investments in India to match the electrical demands of the urban rising population and the urban needs, and the companies that are coming, new infrastructure, new towers in buildings that are coming in, they all need new power facilities which are more efficient in nature. And so in order to build something like that, Toshiba wants to reinvent itself and expand its investment in India. So after they have signed the MOU with Government of Telangana in Q2 of this year, very recently they have announced that there was a press release that they are going to invest 3,200 crores in the next couple of years, so that they can reinvent the way that they've been working. They can refresh the equipments with newer technologies, make sure that the entire transmission that is happening from the thermal power plants to the substations happens in a much more effective way. Once the equipments and the parts get replaced with newer equipments and new parts, the flow of energy, a flow of electricity from the high voltage stations grid to the substations, where again high voltage electricity is captured there. And so this is done much more efficiently, which means that there's less power loss, relatively less power loss compared to what it was before. And the distribution from there, the power distribution that from the substations to the consumer homes that happens, that also happens much more effectively. So this is the kind of what's called strategic initiative that Toshiba is taking. This is such a wonderful thing that is happening to India, that foreign investment is becoming more and more stronger. I think these are the people who are thinking about expanding their business. At the same time, they're also bolstering the economy of our country, because this is going to increase the number of jobs. This is going to increase the number of taxpayers. This is also going to increase improve the livelihoods of a lot of people in our country, right? So that's one fantastic thing that is happening. I know there is so much bad and so much evil that is happening in our society, but at the same time, you also have life does not stop, the country does not stop, earth keeps rotating. So these are the other good things that are happening there. One more fantastic thing that happened was, everyone knows about this company MEIL, Mega Engineering and Infrastructures Limited, or MEIL, sorry, Mega Infrastructure Engineering Limited. So this company MEIL, it has grabbed about approximately 2,000 crore deal with the Kuwait Oil Corporation to develop a new sulfur treatment and gas sweetening plant, and design, develop, operate and maintain this entire facility. So that's a big win. That's a big win for India as well. An Indian company winning such a large project to build a new pipeline, to build a new facility for the Kuwait Oil Corporation in Middle East, right? That's a big win for India. And you have lots of companies from the Europe, but get Indian company making such a win and improving that's going to increase the number of jobs for Indians there, right? And it's also a prestige moment for India that we won an international project there. So in that way, we have big wins that is happening, right? At the same time, we also have to worry about our social conditions that we are in. We have to make sure that we have to know how to confront the people, how to confront the people who are doing bad things to us, and also that we women are required to learn self-defense. So these are the updates that I have for now, but I'll catch up very soon with all of you next week. Until then, bye.